in here. I was like, oh, no. I kind of don't feel very good right now. I had late breakfast and on time lunch. I think it's a good time, always, to look at the comedy of old actors and actresses, and even any kind of comedy that makes you laugh. I'm serious. I think I need to have some crackers. Maybe crackers and hummus. Saltines. A Luna bar. What else? Not quite sure. Anyway. I think it's good to look, like I said, at the comedy of actors. When you classic, what's classic? I guess never dies. So you can always laugh at that. And then I know I get these funny facial expressions on my face. So I think it's kind of, I just have an expressive face. I think I get that from my dad. This gift of talking is not only on my dad's side, it's on my mom's side. It's not my mom, it's my grandfather who talked. It's my dad who talks. So. And people feel, I wish people felt safe, you know, wherever they were, or whatever they're doing. I don't like people who feel like, oh, you make me feel uncomfortable. You know what I mean? Yes, people should be able to express themselves. Yes, people should be able to feel like this person is making me feel that way. But it's like, do we have to feel like that about it? I mean, how angry do we have to get? I mean, annoying is one thing that we get with one another, but it's just like with anger, that turns to hate so easily. And then people don't feel safe. And then when people don't feel safe, there's all this other stuff. I know that I feel, you know, when people feel like, let's say, you know, like, I like sharing. Not so much even, I mean, yes, because it's caring, but also because the idea that it's also part of who I am. People are like, what do you want me to know about you? And I'm like, well, why not this or that? I mean, it turns out people are more complex than what we think. Or You know, I mean, we always say people are complex, but what if, you know, things are keep going and get more complex? Because since there's constant change, people are always going to be constantly growing and being more complex. You know, a person's story unfolds, and that nothing always needs to be anything, but it goes like that. I loved seeing my great aunt today because she's such a wonderful person, and she has great stories always about my family, and it's like part of my history. What are we the histories of ourselves every second past? It comes to our present, you know, that leaves us to, you know, more of our future. It's always that, you know, these three things that are always going to be now. There's no one like pushes you to, I mean, people push you to do things, people inspire you, but it's always many people. It's never just one person that does it. And whenever, you know, and people can feel alone a lot, but it's not going to be the end of a person to feel alone, unless it's going to be that, because I know about being alone, and I believe that there's some sort of, you go, there's like all these analogies people bring up. You know, with great books, give you so many good analogies and that. Or if you know, just with living. Like, you didn't win this, but here's a consolation prize. You know, like, well, you know, you're really lonely. Your consolation prize is yourself. I don't consider myself a consolation prize. I don't consider myself to be a prize. I consider myself, you know, me. And people, you know, the free form of this whole sort of, you know, people are constantly, you know, thinking, crafting, creating, responding to each other. This helps us, you know, put thoughts out there. We're constantly responding to each other. This is amazing. It's like in-depth development. So people look at things in the past and they say, what is this? Sometimes it's relevant, sometimes it's not. What was written before is not going to be relevant to what is written, like, yesterday. You know, say, what is written 5 weeks ago is not going to necessarily be relevant to what is yesterday, because circumstances always change. Yet if you write fiction, that stays relevant. If you write nonfiction and it's part of your history, or it's a history of someone else's, it's a biography, that will stay relevant because that is a history. You know, if you write science fiction and all that, that's going to stay relevant because, you know, you're creating something, and that's not going to change because you created it. You can change it however you want. You can say, well, this happened and then that happened. You know, anything you create. I mean, any kind of, you know, any fiction can be whatever you want. But when you write things about yourself on your thing and they're your thoughts, it's like, well, you said this, but now you're not. What is this? You know, exactly. I mean, there's truth in this. And I've read this before, and, you know, it pops up, you know, on Tumblr when I go on there. But I just think that if it makes sense, and obviously it does make sense, because it does respond with others. It resonates. It vibrates. I think I believe the greatest sacrifice people can make is of themselves. Not necessarily you know, and then in themselves they create these ideas, visions, philosophies, art, you know, designs, structures, whatever it, you know, and that there's art, there's sacrifice always. You know, sometimes it takes a lot of brainstorming or just thinking and, you know, just drawing things up and just connecting things up to come up with ideas. Sometimes you write a lot of stuff and then you'll see some sort of characters come out, and it's not of yourself necessarily, it's not of yourself, but from that, and then you'll be able to write something. I think that's amazing. Personally, I don't mind if I'm gonna be alone, because I know people are like, write about me like that. And like, sure you don't, or whatever. It's like, I think, like I said, the greatest weakness, but why do you feel the greatest weakness is self-sacrifice, but why do you feel you have to self-sacrifice, you probably ask? Because I always want to give. Because I feel like I've received a lot. Perhaps I've had a lot of misperceptions about things. Maybe. I don't know. Or maybe I just want to give because I want to help. And the best way to help sometimes, if you can't find someone who accepts you for you, or if someone's struggling that, and you need to just do things, then being alone is completely fine and acceptable. There's there's not only a world of exploration, obviously, in our minds, that also our minds are left to be explored themselves through medicine and science. But also this world itself, and hopefully other worlds in the future. Nothing is ever to be left or to leave. I don't believe that. I just don't think it's right to long, because we're all, we're all here. We all feel the same way. Well, the feelings of being scared, hurt, loved, abused, all the feelings are the same. And in that, there's a connection. When we feel annoyed, well, I understand that feeling too. So, and when I feel sad, I know what it is to cry. When I feel like pissed off, I know what that is. But it's like the heart is always constant, and the rhythm of our hearts are all the same. Not all the same, all our rhythms of the hearts are different. Some of us have different rhythms, even. They're called irregular, but they're just different. But each beat is a different number, and we all only have so many numbers allowed in our life. The idea is, say, when is your number up? I'm like, I hope it's up. Or, because, it's the spirit, the soul. My body can be for the earth, but my spirit and soul goes up. And I want to say something, but I don't know if I will. I'm thinking about saying something. And I don't know. It's more like change is in the air. Change is everywhere. Who really cares? Really? You know? Got a gut feeling about it. Because my stomach hurts. But why? Why? Oh my gosh. People should not feel so annoyed. Why? It's just like, the best thing in life is not to take things so personal. Because it will only drive you mad. And people are like, don't tell me what to think. And I'm like, okay, think what you want. Seriously, I've been in a mental hospital twice. I know what it's like there. I've been taking, antidepressants, and, mood stabilizer and that, because of my, because I was diagnosed with bipolar not diagnosed with bipolar for a long time. Then I got off, and then I was not diagnosed anymore, but, since 9th grade, I've been on antidepressants. So, and I know everyone has had a hard time. Plus, I've had a lot of different types of abuse. And I've been mean and abused. And I've been, I've verbally abused. I have. So, to be like that isn't good. And I know that I don't know each and everyone's individual things, but I think it's good to be positive, because in general, positive thoughts just lead to more positive thoughts and positive actions, and it changes it better. It changes you for the better. And I think it's good to be goofy. Of course, it's good to be sad and cry and be frustrated. It's good to be goofy. And things can be and then people do many things at once. You just have to believe you can do many things at once. And I know many people do and can. I know many people do and they can and understand that. And it is very possible. I don't mean all at the same time. I mean, okay, I'm going to do this for a couple hours. Then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do this. Then I'm going to do this. So, I think it's nice. Some things aren't nice, though. That's when you walk away. No. Sometimes it's okay just to laugh at people. But why do I be mean? I don't know. sometimes I don't know if people understand. It's just like the gestures and the communication. That's why I like doing videos, because so that way people kind of understand like what I'm saying, the gestures, the communication that can be lost in writing. So people can understand, oh, okay, this is her general appearance, this is her general communication, this is how she is, this is her speech pattern, this is that. If people understand that, then they can understand me better. Just like what is her art? What is this? What is her philosophies? What is this? It's just people like, I don't care. Then you don't. Then it's like that. It's not like the idea I think about. I think people have to, like, I always wrote that I want to be my own hero. And I think I finally have become my own hero. Because I need to be. Nothing's about changing how you look. Nothing's about changing who you are. Nothing about changing how you are. People come in all shapes, sizes, forms, colors, creeds, religions, races, ethnicities, cultures, backgrounds, histories. Who are we to say, I don't like that? Really? Without saying I don't like myself. I feel like realizing this more and more. I feel like it's good to tell people. It's good to say, like, this is good. I believe you. I believe you. More people need to be believed in. More people need to be told, I believe you, because it's so important. It's so important to tell people, I believe you. Like, look them in the eye and say, I believe you. Because then a lot of violence would be avoided. A lot of negative would be positive.
Are you still filming?
Yes.
Do you want to share broccoli with me? I'll have it. Or do you want to have some?
I'll have some.
What are you doing?
I'm recording. I'm gonna go and have something to eat because my stomach's bothering me, and sharing a bag of broccoli and probably some hummus and crackers with my sister. I don't know why. I don't know why. I do know why a lot of things are important, because it matters to me. Just like things matter to everyone. Just why it's good to express things. Opinions matter. Words matter. Which is part of the reason why I write. But conversations and talking like this matters also. So you can understand me. maybe. If you do so choose.